Cheap and cheerful. Today I'm going to be buying the two biggest and cheapest, most feature-packed portable monitors AliExpress can throw at me. One 4K and one touch, spending the least amount of money I can. I'll use a tool that I built to hunt the best deals, buy them, then we'll check them out. Are they going to be legit bargains or just hot garbage? Let's find out. Quick shout out to AliExpress for helping me buy these, and to my subscribers. Most of the video ideas come from you guys, so let me know in the comments what you'd like me to buy and do a no BS review on. In my last video on soldering irons, several of you asked for the best USB-C 100-watt charger, so I've got a dozen of those on the way. I'll be doing a full technical review to find the best one for the least cash because you asked for it, so subscribe if you want to see that. Let's get on with it. So if you want to buy the biggest, cheapest screen, don't buy a portable monitor. You can easily grab a 24-inch office monitor for 60 bucks. I bought this MSI for 64 and it's fine. You can't exactly chuck it in a backpack and take it to your mate's place though, or slip it into a laptop case. They're just too big and heavy. That's where portables come in. They're thin, they're light, powered by USB-C, and with prices going down as enthusiastically as your ex-girlfriend after a few drinks, they're starting to look mighty attractive. Problem is, AliExpress search returns thousands of results, and with 50 tabs open, it takes a while to figure out what the best deal is. Now, I have to do this all the time, so I built a tool that sucked in hundreds of portable monitor listings and charted them out with filters and color coding so I can quickly make sense of it all. I'll select touch, cheapest down the bottom, and all the way to the right we have this one, Anmite 16-inch Full HD. Let's check that one out. So non-touch is $72, touch is $86. Okay, so over 3,000 sold, that's a good sign. 4.9 stars. The only other one that's close is this HGFRETEE, which has gone up in price to $98 since yesterday when I pulled the data, so bugger that. I think I'll go for the Anmite. It's a choice listing, which I always try to buy if I can, as the postage is faster, and support is done by AliExpress themselves, which is good, so I'll pick up that one. Next is the 4K monitor, so we've got 39 results. 15.6 inch seems to be the sweet spot. The cheaper ones unfortunately show as having minor defects or just bad reviews. There's an incredible deal down in the 14-inch size, $87 for a 4K portable monitor. That's half the price of the 15.6 inch again. It's got great reviews, but I need something bigger, so I think I'm going to bite the bullet and go for this HGFRETEE at 160, the 15.6 inch from the same seller. They seem to get great reviews and lots of sales on their other listings, so I'm feeling pretty good about that one. So 1 week later, and they've arrived both at the same time from China. Let's start with the Anmite, which is this one. So this is a 16-inch IPS screen. It's a 16 by 10 model, so the resolution is a bit higher than Full HD at 1920 by 1200, which is nice. This one with the touch was $84 US. Non-touch would have been about $65. Really nice price, though it's going to depend on where you live. Links are in the description for everything I'm discussing today. Packaging was decent, plenty of cables, all that sort of stuff included. On the side of the monitor, we've got a mini HDMI port and two USB-C sockets. What's great about this, if you have a fairly modern PC, you can run everything, power, display, and touch just from the one USB-C cable like I'm doing today. Drivers for the touchscreen installed automatically before I even knew it. It feels like any other decent touchscreen like an iPad. Quite snappy. For brightness, they're claiming 350 nits on the 16-inch touch, which is standard for most typical laptops. The other screen, the 4K, is 600 nits, and you can see how that compares. It just looks so much brighter. Though honestly, when I was first looking at this one before I brought that one out, this one looked plenty bright. It looked perfectly fine. It's only when you put it next to a super bright monitor like this where it suddenly looks dull, because that one is extra bright. Color accuracy, they say, is 100% sRGB. Looks fine to me. We can compare it to my Macbook, which has a decent color calibration. You do notice some difference in the image, but nothing too extraordinary. So looking at the on-screen menu, it's exactly the same as what I've seen on all the other portable screens. I do tend to turn the sharpness on. It just looks better to me, but that could be personal preference. Build quality, It's surprisingly okay. There's no creaks, nothing loose, no sharp edges. Keep in mind though, these are very fragile. It's basically just a laptop LCD in a very thin plastic shell with the driver board at the back. Drop this and it's gone. If you travel with one, you definitely want to buy yourself a padded case, a good laptop sleeve, tablet sleeve. Moving on to the 4K one, so this is the HGFRETEE. It's a 15.6-inch IPS monitor, 4K, twice the cost of the Anmite. This is $160. But wow, the pixel density is insane. 4K cramming so many pixels into such a tiny space. The detail level is off the charts. Like, it's honestly so beautiful. I don't know how well it's going to come through on the camera, but it does look really, really good. Link is in the description if you want to check the price. What does annoy me a bit is the logo that they put on the bottom. And obviously it's a super, super glossy display, which looks nice, but everything reflects on it. The 16-inch Anmite is a matte display, which just seems to handle things much better, much less reflection and fingerprints. If you're next to a window or something, if you're traveling, maybe try and get a matte display. Now, both of these monitors have speakers at the back. Nothing amazing, but fine for YouTube, Netflix, and casual gaming. It's going to save you carrying around a sound bar or speakers or something like that. Now, there are a couple of quirks you should be aware of if you're going to buy one of these types of monitors. The kickstand on the back, so this one, particularly on the 4K monitor, it's quite springy. So if you open it up, it's very easy to kind of touch it and it'll flip back quite hard on the back of the monitor. I've already done it once. I'm not going to demonstrate it again, but be careful. I reckon if you let it flip back hard a few times, you might end up with a broken monitor. The other thing to be careful with is the VESA mount. So both of them have VESA mounts on the back. You can see here where you put the screws in. Be careful. The holes are very, very shallow, naturally being a thin monitor. So if you're tightening a VESA mount, like you're putting it on a monitor stand, be careful. I felt like there was a risk of punching through to the board onto the other side. Maybe it's not possible, but it just felt like a risk when I was tightening those up. So I wouldn't be using a power drill or an electric screwdriver. Do it by hand and do it carefully. I have been playing a bit of No Man's Sky on both of these monitors and they both look great. I'll put that on the video, just with a laptop with a 4060, so nothing special. But yeah, I'm not noticing any lag or flicker or anything like that. It looks perfectly fine to me. Apart from that, both are 60Hz monitors, which is fine for most things, though if you're a serious gamer and you want the highest FPS you've seen, they're just pricier. Okay, so now I've had them a little while. Are they worth the money? Look, the 16-inch, especially the non-touch for $65, that's a proper bargain. 5 or 10 years ago, I was buying portable monitors for FPV drones, and you'd be talking hundreds of dollars for a chunky, like this thick, 640 by 480, a 7-inch little monitor like this. Now, for $65, you get a nice big 16-inch full HD display, IPS, powered by a single USB-C, small, thin, light enough to throw on your laptop case. It's pretty impressive how far they've come in such a short time. But what about the 4K? Should you spend the extra? Hell yes. If you're planning on watching content, I'm not sure I'd spend the extra cash if I was just using it for a second laptop monitor for desktop and word processing and that sort of stuff. The full HD one is perfectly fine for that, but for Netflix, YouTube, movies on the go, it is beautiful, and the extra brightness makes a huge difference. And certainly if you don't need one as big as this 15.6, there are 14-inch 4K ones that are really cheap too. I think it was 80 or 90 bucks. I'll put it up on the screen. Not sure what the brightness was, but yeah, for me, I reckon 15.6-inch 4K is worth the extra if you can afford it, about 160, but I did find that 40-inch one to be mighty tempting for the price. So all the monitors I've mentioned are in the description below. Let me know in the comments if you got any questions or if you got something you'd like me to buy and test out for you. Usually I do quite an in-depth technical review and comparison. This is just a quick one today on these monitors, quite simple. But yeah, that's all for today. Be cool, be kind, and I'll see you next time.